What up, man? Chris, somebody checking back in, man. Back with the blog, man. Make sure the like button and subscribe button and weigh in. I appreciate all the support, man. Ain't no motherfucking way, man. They done gave WOTY to BBL Hustle, man. The Silicone Bull has defied the odds, man. And she done won WOTY, man. She didn't no-show John event, last year. She done took his bread, bought a whole new ass, never paid him the money back, and still won WOTY. Come on, man.
Ain't no motherfucking way, boy. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. I'm not believing that. Ain't no way.
Yeah, that shit crazy, man. But before we get into that, I was watching Young Ill versus Saga. It's out on the members only channel. So those of y'all that's a member can check that out. It was a pretty decent battle, man. I'll probably give it like a 7. You know what I'm saying? I give it like a 7. Let's let y'all hear a little bit of it.
So our timelines adjacent. And given my health history, your name alone is worth a conversation. Let's talk being young, Ill. Conditions plaguing your mother when she was expecting you. 2 doctors suggested bringing the death to you, saying she should have bought me because I'm supposed to be born a vegetable. Let's talk being young, Ill. Anxiety since I was a child. Heart problems running my family. Left some detached. I ain't even got the cardio to run from that. So my chest problems speak more volumes than a hustle match. Let's talk being...
My chest speak more volumes than a hustle match. That was Saga. I think that's the 3rd round for Saga, where he was basically taking Young Ill's name and saying, yo, when I was actually young, I was really ill. You just saying the name, I actually lived your name. So that was pretty much his angle. Play y'all a little bit of Young Ill. Let me see. Where we at with it? Hold on.
Pop suck at life, my flow pure dope. You can up the price and cut it twice. Yikes, I'm gonna leave a tragic scene. This past the green, ran in the same, going off half a bean like incense and sipping gasoline. I mean, Saga, you cannot beat me. I am not your meat. Another one of smack flunkies calling me a crack junkie. That is not unique. You have 71 battles in the app. They are trapped. They are not released. They are obsolete. That is Weasley telling you to sit your bitch ass down and Chico telling you not to speak. Y'all already know what I would do to this nigga.
Yeah, so that was Saga versus Young Ill, man. That was the 3rd round I was playing for y'all. It's a pretty good battle, man. It's not at the level of Averb and Ill Will. And but it's on the same level as typical full circle battle. So it's good to see Saga get an opportunity, get a YouTube release, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what happened with him in URL or why he wasn't on the platform, but it seemed like ever since he kind of left NWX and kind of started doing this thing, he had the Mike P battle at Nome or whatever, and it seemed like he just been out of the rotation. And obviously Young Ill has been kind of in and out. Back to WOTY, man. Hustle won WOTY. What's my thoughts on this, man? To keep it real with you, Let me take my biasness out of it, because I don't really fuck with Hustle, all this ghostwriting shit, all this other kind of stuff. She did have a good year, if I'm keeping it real. She battled, obviously, Capo Bravado. She battled him. He basically was saying that he ghost wrote for her. They battled, and the nigga lost the battle. So that shit kind of crazy. But she also battled My Verse. She won that. Shuni the Rapper, she won that. She lost to Eunice, in my opinion. She beat Tay-Rock at Kings and Queens. The Arsenal battle was kind of close. But I think a lot of people, I think Arsenal went on the caffeine votes, but I'm not really sure. I think a lot of people still like Hustle in that battle. She battled KCJ on the Netflix special. That shit really wasn't out. So she had the 2-on-2 with Danny Myers was a disaster. Them two definitely wasn't good in the 2-on-2. Everybody that is in the category had pros and cons. Nobody really ran away with it like in years past, where you can be like, oh, she's definitely probably going to win WOTY. If you look at number 2, if you look at Coffee, she was number 2. She lost to Twerk. She arguably, let me turn this down, because these messages. She arguably beat Geechee. So I give her credit because she was able to battle like 2 people, her exes and her frenemies or whatever, her enemy with Geechee. So she battled that. 40 bars. I think I had her edge in that battle. And she battled a lot on the road, you know what I'm saying? Like going to people's different, like she went to the riots, she went to New York to battle 40 and stuff like that. But the twerk loss was a bad loss. It was her URL debut on like a big stage, and she didn't win the battle. So that's probably the pros and cons of her. If you look at Jazz, who's number 3, she didn't battle but one female, and that's RX. And that battle really wasn't presented well. It was on King Bao. It's no King Bao YouTube channel for you to go check out the battle. It's like on a fans channel, whatever. So the battle didn't get the kind of reaction. It didn't get recapped. Nobody really talked about it much. Everybody just trashed the King Bao event, which kind of meant that they trashed her battle. But I did have her beating RX. And then you look at, she battled from there. She battled Twerk, Rum Nitty, Geechee, Clips, Loso. When you're battling top male talent, it's hard for you to win those battles. So the previous year when she won, she was dominant. She had beat Vixen clearly. She went to Philly and beat that Philly chick clearly the end of the year. She had clear dominating performances. You're not going to dominate. You're not going to dominate that level of competition. Rum Nitty, Geechee, Gotti, Twerk, shit like, you're not going to dominate them. So you'll be lucky to stay afloat. You may win a couple. You're going to lose a couple, and you're just going to be, have a decent battle with them. She doesn't have a dominating performance because she battled top men. I always tell you it's better to battle to be the best woman than to try to compete with guys. I don't really understand why you try to battle a bunch of men. You know what I'm saying? Just me personally. So I will say that. But her competition was way better than everybody else's when you look at who she battled. I just told you Loso, Geechee, Twerk, Rum Nitty, RX, shit like that. That's who she battled. And the Loso battle, I think people got her losing, but she battled that at last minute. So everybody got pros and cons on a particular thing. I'm gonna tell you what I'm hearing behind the scenes. I can't really say Hustle shouldn't have won because nobody really just went to the forefront. You know what I'm saying? I do feel like there needs to be like some criteria when it comes to these things. It has to be more than just wins and losses and just who you battled. I think when people choke in battles, I think it should actually hinder them a lot in the battle in terms of your whole WOTY experience. So like, look at this year, Hustle goes out to Battle Academy, has a 1-rounder and it chokes. That should count a lot. When you look at WOTY, even though it's a 1-round, it should still count. Like chess, choking 3 rounds in a battle, it should count a lot. I feel like one way to bring battle rap back to the way it needs to be is holding people accountable for bad performances. You're getting paid a lot of money. You're supposed to have good performances and having chokes. Another thing is no-shows. So when you look at Hustle, one of the battles that we credit Jazz for is she battled Loso, but that was a battle that some people say she lost that battle. A lot of people say she lost that battle to Loso. She took Loso at the last minute. But she took it as a replacement because Hustle no-showed Loso. So that no-show isn't factored into the WOTY rankings. You know what I'm saying? They don't factor in like, yo, you literally just no-showed a whole event. Like 40 bars, no-showed Coffee Brown and didn't do the battle when they were supposed to battle before the first time. When you have situations where people just really just say, fuck a battle, it should weigh heavily when you're talking about someone being a champion. Being a champion is more than just wins, losses, and stuff. It's about representing things the right way. That's why I feel like they should take a lot into effect with how people even carry their whole battle rap career. That's just my thinking. I feel like just like the NBA put in like, oh, you got to play 65 games because niggas is load managing. You put in certain things so that people won't be so quick to like, no-show a battle and shit like that. You look at Twerk this year. If Twerk has an amazing year, you gotta look at it and be like, yo, he no-show Shotty Horror again. You know what I'm saying? Like that stuff needs to count in my opinion. It doesn't count right now. And so you no-show the Loso battle. Jazz takes him short notice, loses the battle, and then you count that against Jazz, but the no-show isn't counted against Hustle. I don't think that's actually right. I think that should be fixed. Another narrative is that there's this narrative that Hustle is being force-fed WOTY. Like they're giving her all the battles. And I'm not lying. She has like 6 URL battles and nobody else is being booked by URL. Nobody else, like nobody. 40 Bars, KCJ, Vixen, Official, Jazz. And I'm only telling you this because I'm not really tripping on Hustle winning WOTY. I know I talk my shit or whatever, but I do feel like she had a great year. So I'm not really tripping on her winning WOTY. I'm just telling you what the narratives behind the scenes that people are just saying is like, yo, How can we win WOTY if URL is giving every single battle to Hustle? And why are they doing that? So then the other narrative's like, oh, is she being managed by Beasley? People are wondering that, like, is she like being rewarded because she went against Rim or whatever and the whole easy shit and what's going against that? Like, you know, she left that whole Chrome 23. So you leave a league, you need to be, it needs to be replaced with something. So it's the fact that she waved that URL flag so heavy in the middle of the Chrome beef. Is she being rewarded from that? There's a lot of that going around. There was no kings and queens this year. URL isn't booking a lot of females. So no female is really eating on no female is really eating on URL except Hustle, to keep it real with you. And a lot of the females behind the scenes are getting tight about it. You know, Yoshi ain't getting booked. Like the list goes on of top females in battle rap that haven't been booked on URL. So I don't really know where that really stands. If you look at it this year, I think immediately she gets chess. You know what I'm saying? Then she gets the Philly battle. It didn't work out in her favor on the Philly battle, but they're gonna hold a lot of weight that she 30 chess. You know what I'm saying? And so URL isn't really booking a lot of other females. So keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying? There's all these narratives. Is Jazz not getting booked because she went to Chrome and battled Big K? You know what I'm saying? Like everybody just wondering like, yo, what's up with the females at the end of the day? So, but I'm not necessarily mad that Hustle won. I talked my shit and everything, and you know, I fuck with her on the ghostwriting tip, but I could say that about a lot of people in terms of like, you know, are you writing your bars and all that? Like the stuff you hear as a blogger is amazing. We hear so much stuff. When I look at her resume, her wins and losses, I can only be like, yo, she only lost to Eunice. Every other battle, the Arsenal battle was debatable, and every other battle she won, kind of going away. So, you know, you got to give her credit. Beating Tay-Rock was a big look for her, especially after all the shit that she used to say about Tay-Rock, like, oh, the tranny this and tranny that. To actually go to Kings and Queens and win the battle was a big look. Beating Myverse was big. Beating Shuni was big. These are known females in battle rap, and she won those battles. So she ends up with the WOTY, and now we got to hear her mouth for a whole nother year, man. This WOTY shit is about to explode. Because you know another crazy thing about WOTY? If you look at the Cody list, which was actually kind of crazy. Let me actually pull it up. Real quick. Hold on. If you look at it, you see number 11 was Jazz for Cody. She was number 11. Hustle was number 12. This is the Cody list. Up here is Coffee at number 16. So Coffee was 16, Hustle was 12, and Jazz was 11. That was on the Cody list. So the crazy thing, so when I first saw that, I was like, oh, well, that means that Jazz is going to win WOTY because she's already 11 on Cody. So she's going to win WOTY. But in order to vote for WOTY, you had to pay $5 and then you could vote. I actually voted this year for the first time. So I voted for WOTY. So you're basically saying that Jazz was higher than them on Cody, but she's third on WOTY. And Coffee was last on Cody for women and second on WOTY. And Hustle was second and now she's first. And it's all about judging. Like you had to pay $5 and not judging, but it's all about votes. And I just don't view Hustle as popular, bro. Like, I mean, she's popular as a battle rapper, but she's not liked. So even if you would have asked me, could Hustle win a vote of WOTY from fans, the same fans she be saying suck my dick and bitch ass niggas, and like, do I think she would win? The answer would be no, like, especially over Jazz and shit like that. So that's gonna be the controversy right there, even though I know the people that put her at Cody is not the same people that decide WOTY. I know all that. I'm just saying it was kind of crazy to see Jazz as the top female for Cody, but the third female for WOTY. So I don't know. These are just all the conspiracy theorist shit that's about to happen since then. I just sit back and enjoy it. To keep it real with you, I don't have a horse in a race. I talk my shit about Hustle, but I really don't care who wins WOTY at the end of the day. But I just know what the narratives are gonna be, and I do feel like that they should consider no-shows and bad chokes. Not just a choke, because everybody chokes. Sometimes it's not just you don't know your material because you choke, but the shit Chess did, the no-show, the Shotty Horror shit that that Twerk did, stuff like that that really affects the culture and affects niggas' ability to sell a card that you actually didn't do a battle. I think that should factor into your Cody and WOTY status. But right now it doesn't. If you no-show a battle, niggas don't even give a fuck. They just like, oh, they just gonna look at the battles you did and see how you did or you didn't do. But I think they shouldn't do that. I think if you accept a battle and can't do the battle, I think it should hurt you for WOTY or in Cody. I just think it should. So that's just my thoughts. Chris Unbiased, let me know how you feel. Chris Unbiased, biased. Man, subscribe to the channel, man. Don't be a hater your whole life. Chris Unbiased.